Hey, how did you get in here? Did I leave the back door unlocked again? You just think you can let yourself in whenever you want, hey? Becoming a little bit too comfortable around here. We're gonna have to set up some rules. Maybe we'll save that for later. Today, I want to talk about tattoos. I have five tattoos. It looks like I have a lot because I just have them in like visible locations, but I literally have just what you can see on me at any given time. My reasoning behind that is just that like I like to get tattooed where people are gonna see them because I like to show them off. I don't know necessarily what that says about me. I like attention. Now, a little bit of backstory on tattoos. For the longest time, I never had any. I had no interest whatsoever in having any, and I didn't have anything against them. I've always thought that they like looked really cool. I just was like, they're just not really for me. I don't really think. I like was fully convinced that I would never ever get a tattoo. I was just like, they're not for me. It's just not my thing. Not for me. 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 People tried to convince me to get them, saying like that would look cool, and I was just like, nah, it'd look cool on someone else, but not on me. And then one day I was in Hawaii. I was in Hawaii with family, and there was like this little tattoo shop, and we like walked in, and I was just like, I like looked around, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get a tattoo tomorrow. And then I booked it and I got a tattoo. And the tattoo that I got there was this one right here, just getting right into things. So this tattoo is based off of a drawing from an Instagrammer that I really like called Otstoy. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not really sure. But she does like really cool just like drawings of like this same woman. The only differences between her drawings and this one, like I guess the main differences, besides the fact that like the lines are a little bit different on this, just because of like the nature of like the artist style that I went to see. I also got him to sort of like do the face a little bit more like in the new American style that was so popular in kind of like I think like the 50s and 60s, and is also still very popular today, but I just kind of wanted it to reflect like the location that I got the tattoo at. This has always been like a location that like I love tattoos in. And I'm saving this spot right here on my other arm for something else someday. Just like I want it to be like something like really good that I put right there because I like that spot so much. Just like to preface this a little bit, a lot of people's tattoos have like deep meanings. That's like super cool. Mine don't really have any sort of like super deep meaning. It's more just kind of like I like see drawings and artwork that I like, and I just want to have it on me for the rest of my life. Another thing about my tattoos is I just sort of like I do a lot of just like flash stuff. Like I see like artists like pre-drawn stuff and I'll just like book that. That's just sort of how I do things. A little bit compulsive. That's sort of who I am, I guess. So it sort of fits. Speaking of compulsivity, I've only been getting tattoos for like a year now. So all of these tattoos that I have on my body I got within 1 year. I just like really fell in love with it and really like the feeling of getting something new done. I also like supporting artists and like their work that they're doing. That's sort of where that comes from. Plus I just, you know, I think that like being tatted up like looks pretty dope. I really have always liked just like simple like black and white and just like individual pieces in like a bunch of different styles. I think they call it patchwork, just like sort of having like little pieces all over the place. So yeah, that's just sort of like what I like, what I think looks best on me. Next tattoo that I've got here is this woman. She sort of has like kind of like laser eyes going on. Originally when I got this, the tattoo artist said, I picked it just like out of a flash book of his, and he told me that he could do the eye lasers in either like kind of like a light pink or also just like shading. And I went with shading just because I want to keep it all black and white. I just think that's what looks the coolest on me and with my style generally. So I really love this piece. I was like in love with this artist's work. I saw that he was like coming and visiting my town at like a little like convention type thing, and I showed up like super early because I had the day off work, and I showed up like super early and got in line right away because he wasn't booking ahead of time, and I had been like checking out his stuff for like months. I was like, he's the only artist there that I want to see. I really want to get something done by him. And I waited in line for like the doors to open, and I had a literal map, and like I knew where his booth was on the map, and I was just like, I'm gonna go straight to him and just like get something done. So as soon as the door opened, I was the first person in, and I just like zoomed past like all these different vendors like right to his booth, and he was standing there like cleaning his tools, and I was just like, hey, I want to get tattooed by you today. And he was just like, oh cool, sure. And it turned out that like, I don't know like how, but like some people had gotten there ahead of me, so like he didn't have time until like a few hours later. I like picked my piece right on the spot there, and I waited around for I think like 3 or 4 hours. I had my DS with me, so I played some Majora's Mask 3D in this little like food area and had a little snack. Then a couple of friends showed up and we walked around and we all got like new ink done that day. It was really fun. At one point, just like a quick aside, I was like signing a consent form and they gave me like this piece of paper and I was filling it out, and there was a bunch of questions that were like, do you have like pre-existing medical concerns? No. Do you have like blah blah blah? No. And I was just like not really reading them and just like hitting no on all of them because I was like, ah, blah, 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 whatever, like I'm sure the answer to them is all no. And then like I handed the piece of paper to the woman doing the waivers, and she like looked at it and then like looked up at me and she's just like, you don't know that tattoos are permanent? And I was like, what? And she's like, you checked no in the box that said, you know tattoos are permanent. And I was like, sorry lady, I am stupid. And then I looked her in the eyes and she pitied me and gave me the wristband anyway. I know that tattoos are permanent. I know this isn't a temporary tattoo convention. And I made that sound, and then she pitied me and she gave me the wristband, so it all worked out okay. Anyway, while I was getting tattooed, it's like this big convention hall, and I was like laying on like this, like the tattooing bed, whatever you want to call it, and my guy was like tattooing me, and we were just like talking about like whatever, like music and stuff. People were like coming and like looking over because it was like a busy convention, just like laying there and like getting tattooed, and like people come and like look over and like just like give you a thumbs up. They're like, it looks great. It's like super encouraging when you're getting something done on your skin that's gonna last forever, and like you just have like a fairly steady stream of people being like, that looks sick the whole time you're getting it. It's like, thank you, I'm so happy. So happy everybody thinks it looks so good. And the one other thing was, while I was getting tattooed, these girls came up and were like, hey, like I love your stuff, like do you have time later on this weekend? And he was just like, I got fully booked up the entire weekend in the first hour. So the fact that I made it there early was like primo. Like I was so happy I got there early. So that's that. A little tattoo story, little thingy thing. Let's see what's next. I'm going chronological order. Next up is just like this eyeball that I have on my wrist. This one is probably the one with like the least story behind it. I was backpacking Germany with a few friends, and I was just like looking at like some tattoo artists from like back home. I saw one that I liked, and within like 10 minutes I just like booked it. I was like, that looks so sick, and I just like sent a deposit and just like got this little eyeball tattooed on my wrist. Certain areas hurt a lot more than others. The wrist can apparently hurt a bit, like the closer you get to like the hand. So like all these little droplets, like it was like not bad here, and then like these droplets, like as it was getting closer to my hand, I was like, ugh. I'm gonna show you this next one, and I want you to come up with what you think it is in your head. The first thing that you see when you look at it, come up with it and comment it, because I want to see like what everybody thinks this is, just like at a glance. When I got this tattooed on this one right here, I was fully convinced that it was a window. Like I never really like addressed it much. I was just like, check this out, look at how cool this is. And then a friend of mine was like, oh cool, gravestone you've got tattooed on you. And I was like, gravestone? What are you talking about? And then like I looked at it a little bit more and I was like, it really looks like a gravestone. And then my friend was like, but it also looks a lot like a window too. And I was just like, it does look a lot like a window too. And then I was like that space video, the Tim and Eric thing, I was like, it's supposed to be both. That's the idea. I just like thought it was cool. I thought it was a window. I didn't really think about it too much, and it's both. That's the whole idea. That's the whole point, ladies and gentlemen. It's worked out okay for me. I think it's pretty rad. It's hard to pick a favorite, but like this one I really like. I really like the moon. I've got a lot of tattoos planned. Like I'm looking forward to just like getting pretty much completely covered. Maybe not like face. I've like considered it. Believe it or not, I don't think it's my thing. You can weigh in if you want. I'm sure I know what everybody's gonna say. Same thing that my mom said when I mentioned that. Basically, I'm like working my way up my arms, and then I'm gonna like work my way up my legs, and then probably like get some chest stuff done too. The last tattoo that I got is this doggo, this wolfie. It's a four-eyed wolf, but you can only see like half of its face, which I think is kind of awesome. And it's just like such a specific style. It's like very striking, and I've never actually seen like anything quite like it. That one again was very impulsive. I was just like, I really think that this is cool. Honestly, like that's all there is to it really. Quick little video just to sort of like give everybody the tour. Everybody seemed like sort of interested in like what they are. I look forward to getting more. Maybe in like a year or two I'll do another one of these to just sort of like get everybody up to speed, because I see a lot of tattoos happening in my future. People out there who have cool tattoos of their own, feel free to send them to me on Instagram. I love getting DMs from y'all. My Instagram link is in the bio. As well, in the bio is a link to my Bandcamp page with my EP that I put out last year and my 2 singles that I put out last year. All my music is also on Spotify and Apple Music if y'all want to check that out too. If you want to purchase that or even just want to listen to it, whatever, it like helps a lot. I really just appreciate you guys checking that out, because like music is something that I am just so passionate about. If you have any other ideas for videos that you think would like fit really well on this channel, feel free to shoot them my way. I've got lots of stuff planned. You guys have given me so many good ideas in terms of like what to cook and like what to try and do, so so expect a lot of that in the future. I also have like one specific idea that I'm really excited about that I have planned. Think like mid-2000s style, but a very specific mid-2000s style. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that you got what you wanted out of it. Looking forward to decorating my body with more art by people that I think do cool art. People always ask me like, aren't you worried that like you're gonna regret getting all these like random tattoos that you just like came up with? And I'm like, I've thought about it, and I'm just kind of like, if I'm like down the road like 20 years from now, I like look back at these and I'm just like, wow, these are so stupid, I can't believe these are on me. At least I can like look back and say like, that's what I thought was cool when I was 22. I thought that these things were so cool, and I thought that this made me cool, and I loved showing them off to people. So I just like to sort of keep kind of a positive outlook on that sort of thing and just sort of like have fun with it, not take it too seriously, because at the end of the day, all we're doing is trying to like express ourselves in any way that we can. If you have any video ideas, drop a comment. Any questions, drop a comment. If you just want to say hello, drop a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.